This weekend, UFC brings us International Fight Week in Las Vegas, Nevada, with one of the most stacked cards of the year so far, and one of the most anticipated returns the sport has ever seen. This weekend, Conor McGregor returns from injury after almost a 5-year layoff and goes against a older Max Holloway. This is a rematch from over 10 years ago where Max Holloway was young and McGregor was on the rise and he won it by decision. So what happens with an established Max Holloway and a returning Conor McGregor from injury up 2 weight classes at welterweight? Well, let's find out. Let me give you my predictions. Now, I will be going over the entire main card start to finish. Now, I will be going over some of the prelim fights that I just find really interesting and that what I'm excited for. Obviously, we're going over Gable Steveson. Obviously, we're going to go over Robert Whittaker. But there's a couple fights below those other fights on the prelims that I just do find interesting. Also, we will be having a special guest, my boy Dio. He's trying to get started up in here, and I call him a casual, but
Hey man, fuck you.
he has some good thoughts and opinions about this. Hopefully, so especially for the main card, we're going to him for some of his thoughts and predictions. So yeah, let's get into some of the prelim fights.
Hello, John.
So the first prelim fight I'm going to be diving into is Cesar Almeida versus Damian Penis. Pinas? Don't know, but funny as hell. But to be honest, I'm gonna be completely honest, completely serious. Almeida will be getting sled by Penis. Penis is just too powerful. Penis is very explosive, especially early on. Penis just always finds the mark and just knows when to put power down. So I believe Penis will beat Almeida within the first round. So like I said, Penis is fast, Penis is explosive, and Penis will hit hard. And yeah, it's gonna be an early night for Penis. So yeah, expect Penis to come out hard. Next up on the prelims is the only women's fight on this entire card, which is kind of sad, but it's Tracy Cortez.
Shama.
Yeah, I think I'll retire after this video. The Joker Wang Kong will be going against Tracy Cortez in the women's flyweight division. This is a pretty easy pick for me, just because I've watched both these girls fight in the past, and I believe Tracy Cortez will be getting the win. In the past, Wei Kong has struggled with her grappling to the point where they went, I think it was one of the trips to Maku or some shit, they legit brought in a girl on short notice to fight Wang Kong. Like, legit, Wang Kong was supposed to win. She was the odds-on favorite, but Wei Kong got subbed unconscious, I think in the first round. So I believe Tracy has, like, Wei Kong's like a crazy fucking striker, crazy good striker, but I believe Tracy Cortez, she has the boxing to keep up, but she also has the grappling, which will shut off any type of offense coming from Wei Kong. So I believe Tracy will win, whether it's by a wrestle-heavy decision or a first or second round submission. Next up, Kai Kamaka III will be facing Luke Riley in, I'm pretty sure, the featherweight division. On MMA Junkie, it says lightweight or featherweight, so I don't know if it's short notice. I don't know if it's a catchweight bout, but either way, Kai Kamaka is on his second stint in the UFC, as far as I know. But I believe Luke Riley, 13-0. He's just kind of on this run that I believe he will win by whatever, whenever, whether it's a first, second, third round, KO, TKO, submission, or decision. I think Luke Riley will win this pretty convincingly, no matter where it goes. So yeah, Luke Riley for the win. Next up, one of the most anticipated debuts in the UFC, Elijah Ellison, not him, will be facing the debuting Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson. As a wrestler, I am excited for this fight. Gable Steveson is one of those once-in-a-generation talents. I mean, he did lose recently in his last collegiate match against Wyatt Hendrickson. But I believe Gable Steveson will win this convincingly. He's like 3 or 4 and 0. He's undefeated. I know that. I just don't know how many fights he's had in MMA. Elijah's pretty much just a lamb going to slaughter. I'm pretty sure Gable will get this done in the first round by knockout or submission. Unless Elijah just somehow throws something or does something that wins him the fight, which I don't see a world where that happens. But it's MMA. Everything is just, you can't guess fights correctly in MMA. I mean, dude, I was pretty certain that Topuria was going to knock out Justin Gaethje. We saw how that went. So, unless some fucking crazy shit happens, Gable Steveson will win this in the first round by finish. Safe bet right there. Next up, at light heavyweight, Nikita Krylov versus Robert Whittaker as the featured prelim, as Robert Whittaker, the former middleweight champ, moves up to light heavyweight. Nikita Krylov, I'm pretty sure he's ranked. Guess what, guys? He's not ranked. What? He's an aging vet. This is a perfect fight for Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker, his last fight was a close fight against RDR, and RDR is another middleweight that's moving up to light heavyweight. But this is the perfect fight for Robert Whittaker. I'm happy that they're not just throwing him in to like top 10, top 5 of 205 because Robert Whittaker is a small guy. He was like decently ranged at 85 when it comes to height and reach, but at 205 he is going to be on the short side, and giving him a aging vet that has somewhat of a shit chin as Nikita Krylov. I mean, this is the perfect fight for Robert Whittaker just to get him used to fighting at 205. I don't see a world where Robert Whittaker loses this, but like I said with the Gable Steveson fight, you never know in this sport. But the safe bet, Robert Whittaker by decision, or he's getting it done on the feet with a KO. So let's go, Bobby Knuckles. Let's go.
Let me suck on your nipples.
What up, guys? Dio here, and today we are going to be talking about UFC 329. This is going to be a great main card. We have 5, I think, great fights that are going to happen. I'm going to give you guys my quick technical breakdown and predictions on who I think are going to win and who's going to lose. I believe the 2 main people on this card is Conor McGregor, a.k.a. the GOAT, a.k.a. the greatest to ever touch MMA, and the TikTok trend guy, where's your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Let's go. Let's get right into these. Okay, first fight is King Forrest Green versus Tyson McKidney. Honestly, I've heard a lot of things about Forrest Green. I know he got knocked out by Matteo Luffy. I know that, but I don't know really anything else. But I think Tyson McKidney might win personally, just because I don't know. I don't like King Forrest Green. And also with his fight kit too. Why are you representing red when your last name's Green? Makes no sense. Anyways, those are my predictions. I'm thinking decision, maybe knockout, but most likely I think it's gonna go to decision.
All right, main card time. This fight is not going to last long. To open up the main card, King Green versus Terrence T-Rex McKinney. Terrence McKinney has never made it past the first round. Bobby Green or King Green is just one of those vets that gets it done when he should not have. This fight is not lasting long. If you were to put on a parlay, this fight is not making it to the second round. All right. Terrence McKinney is just one of those, I win or I die trying. So I believe this fight will end by KO in the first round. For who? Don't really know. I am putting my money as a safe bet. If I were to gamble, I'm putting my pick on Bobby Green just because Bobby Green's chin is more reliable, if that makes sense. Like, he does get rocked, he does get knocked out, but it's not every fight, or it's not like knockout, decision, knocked out. McKinney, pretty sure he lost his last fight. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But, yeah, I think King Green is probably the safe bet by first round KO. Also, can we give appreciation to Terrence McKinney for never going past the second round? Gotta love Terrence McKinney, but like I said, he's probably gonna get slept by King Green this Saturday night. Oh yeah.
Next, we got Brian Royale versus Louisiana, Kentucky. Honestly, Brandon Royale really hasn't been the best, to be honest. I think I said I think it's Brian Royale. He really hasn't been the good recently, and I think he's kind of washed, to be honest. So I'm going to give it to Louisiana, Kentucky. I think he might get it done. Maybe a decision, maybe a knockout, but I'm leaning more towards a decision.
Next up at men's flyweight, Loner Kavanaugh will be facing Brendan Royval. Now, I will be going for Loner Kavanaugh. I'm making this shit short and sweet. Kinda. I mean, I might yap on, but Loner Kavanaugh had a amazing short notice performance against Brandon Moreno, which was a amazing bounce back against after his fight against Charles Johnson, where he got knocked out in the third and final round. Charles Johnson's on a little bit of a decline right now, who got finished last week. I believe Loner gets either the decision win or he gets the knockout against Brendan Royval. Royval is a little bit on a decline. He got beat by Joshua Van and dropped by Joshua Van, and then in his last fight, he got sparked in the first round by Manel Kopp. Now, I do believe that he might be able to stretch the fight out and possibly win if he gets Loner to the ground, but I'm pretty sure Kavanaugh is just too crisp on the feet, and his defensive grappling is just really, really good. So, yeah, I'm going to take Kavanaugh on this one. Royval, like I said, might get it done by decision, but you never know. But, yeah, safe bet, Kavanaugh.
Next is Corey Sandbag versus Mario Baptist. Mario Baptist is known for straight wrestling. The Bilal Muhammad of bantamweight. I think it's going to go to decision, to be honest. And I think Mario Baptist is going to out wrestle Corey Sandbag and win via decision.
At 135, a rematch, Mario Batista will be facing Corey Sandhagen. Now, in the first fight, Corey Sandhagen got the win by submission with a armbar. What happens in this fight? Mario Batista has gained a little bit more experience, but so has Corey Sandhagen. I'm a Corey Sandhagen guy, and I will be voting for Corey Sandhagen to win this fight. Whether he finishes it, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to be piecing him up from distance on the feet, and then probably hitting some nice defensive grappling, and probably taking this by decision. Not split decision. I think it's going to be like 2-1 for Corey. But yeah, Corey Sandhagen for the win. Like, come on.
Next is the co-main event. We got Benoit Saint Denis versus the GOAT. Where's your head at, Patty the Batty Pimlet? I think we all know who I'm gonna go with. Patty the Batty Pimlet. I think I'm gonna go with decision, guys. I don't think there's gonna be crazy knockouts, to be honest. Um, Maybe a submission from Patty, which I could very much see that. Maybe like submission in the second round. Um, Crazy, but I think it's gonna be submission for Patty. Removing the decision card, it's gonna be a submission for Patty because he's the GOAT of Jiu-Jitsu.
Now in the co-main event, Paddy Pimblett makes his return after losing to Justin Gaethje in January, and he faces Benoit Saint Denis. This fight is interesting and close because it could really go to either guy, in my opinion. But I'm going to hope that Paddy went back and learned some and like got his defense together, because I believe Paddy Pimblett's going to get this done by either submission or decision. Benoit Saint Denis, this is like his 5th fight in a row with staff. He has staph again in this fight, and if you know staph infections and like the medications that go with it, it messes up your training, messes up your gas tank. I mean, we're talking about the same guy who almost got finished to the body in the first round by Dan Hooker. If you almost lose to Dan Hooker with a body shot in the first round, there's something wrong. I believe Patty's the better grappler. Benoit's a really good grappler, but I believe Patty's the better grappler. I think Benoit will win this on the feet if he does win. But I believe Patty just has a better advantage on the ground. Especially when it comes to staph infections and all the medications, I believe Benoit will be at a severe disadvantage. Especially because like the only fight that Benoit should be doing is learning how to take a fucking shower. Because it seems like every single fight week it's Benoit Saint Denis has staph infection. At this point, it's like John Jones fucking getting into a car crash and getting a DUI. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Paddy Pimblett by decision or submission. Yeah. I mean, unless Benoit knocks him out, which is very probable or very likely to happen, maybe. But yeah, I believe Paddy by submission or decision is the safe bet to go.
And next, the main event, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Um, Honestly, I'm a big fan of both of these guys. I only really heard of Max Holloway because of UFC 300. I didn't even know he was like a main guy. I didn't even know he won a title before, which is crazy. I never knew that. Also, I don't know why they're marketing this as Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2, because I believe this is their first time fighting. So, yeah. Anyways, I have a question. Dustin, how do you feel about this fight?
It's gonna be bad, bro.
Oh, I agree. It is gonna be bad. It's gonna be a nasty fight. Wait, hold on. Are you Dustin Poirier? Like, I didn't know. You're Dustin Poirier, right?
Man, bro.
Okay. Thanks, Dustin. Anyways, my prediction, I think it's gonna be Max Holloway stopping Conor, or Conor McGregor coming back from 5 years, grabbing the pain and just relieving it. He looks like he's back in his prime. He's in the OG stance, like what my friend Dustin Poirier said. It's gonna be bad.
Bro.
I think, to be honest, I think Conor could win. Maybe something happens in round 3, but I could see this going the full 5 rounds. So yeah, that's my prediction. Handing it back to you, Alex.
Whew, now we get to the main event. The return of the Mac, Conor McGregor, facing Max Holloway for the second time. This time at 170. Conor McGregor coming off of a long layoff after breaking his leg. Holloway moving up again to 170. You know, both these guys are way more established than the first fight. Conor is really using that first fight as confidence. If I was in Conor's shoes, I think I would be more realistic. The first time they fought, you know, Holloway was like his second or third fight in the UFC. Conor had braids and a man bun. You know what I'm saying? Within that time, Conor went on to become double champ. Max went on to be one of the greatest featherweight champions of all time. Went on to be a BMF. And this is both these guys' third weight class. So it's going to be an interesting fight. In my opinion, I believe Max Holloway gets it done by decision or knockout. There's just something about it, you know. McGregor's 37, coming off a long layoff. Plus, he is 5'9" compared to Holloway's 5'11", which is, you know, it's a close fight when it comes to reach, all right? 2 inches it's fucking huge. You know, they're pretty much even. I'm fucking around. I do believe Holloway gets it done, like I said before. I think Conor could get it done. I'm being realistic right now. Conor could get it done. But it's a 5-round fight. Holloway just needs to find a way, because I believe McGregor's going to come out early, and he's going to come out fast, very early. He's going to try to get it done early. And I believe he might just gas himself out, like the Diaz fight, or the first one, should I say. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is one of those fights where it's like the Pereira and Cyril Gane fight, where, you know, you're heavy on one guy, but there's always that possibility in the back of your head of just, what if? You know, like I said, McGregor it's weird because they both are benefiting for different reasons. Holloway is benefiting from he's more active, right? He didn't have an injury that sidelined him. I mean, we're talking about, like, within that time that McGregor got hurt and till now, Holloway legit fought a couple times at featherweight, moved up, fought Gaethje, styled on Gaethje and knocked him out, went to face Ilya, got knocked out by Ilya, came back, knocked out or beat Dustin, and then had a boring fight against Oliveira, which he lost. So he benefits from more activeness. Like, he's just more active, right? And he is the taller fighter. He has more reach. And he has the speed and the cardio. But McGregor, on the other hand, he's benefiting from his body's healed. He was probably on steroids. He was on steroids. McGregor has a titanium rod in his leg. He might just use that to his advantage. You never know in this fucking fight. I mean, I think McGregor's more acclimated to the size at 170. You know, we don't really know what Holloway's like at 170. It's going to be an interesting fucking fight. Like I said, anything can happen in this fucking sport. So that's why I'm not counting out Conor. But just based off shit, when things are not going Conor's way, it is not going Conor's way. Like, he will melt. He will crumble. Holloway, if shit is not going his way, he finds a way to bounce back. Right? Like in the Dustin fight. He won the first round, got dropped in the second, and then he came back, right? I mean, you don't know with this type of fight. I'm going to be safe and say that Holloway's going to win by third round knockout or decision. You don't know. Yeah, it's going to be a close fight. Hopefully it's a fun fight. So those are our UFC 329 International Fight Week predictions. I want to say thank you guys for watching. Go check out my boy Dio. Hopefully you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below your predictions for this stacked card. Everybody enjoy your week, enjoy your day, and I'll be back talking about the fights on Sunday. I'll see you guys later. Let's go enjoy some fights.